And let's just get to the real meat of this.
Me surprising you at the premiere.
Dude,
so for people that don't know, I got to also say something that I thought about a lot.
What?
There really is a difference, and this goes for like all people in different relationships, is that there are things that are important to some, like one person in a relationship, that's not important to the other person. And sometimes you have to like what I mean is, I am not have a birthday party guy. I'm not like
your wife and I were just talking about this outside.
I'm not really.
We were just saying we were watching you do red flags.
Yeah.
And she
first
said,
date.
First date.
Yeah.
And so we're watching you do it.
It's a new podcast.
And you said something, and it was something people probably don't know about you. And then I just whispered that he's dead inside. and Christina goes, "Oh, you're telling me." And then we started. She said, "We're identical, right?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "He can just," and we started talking about you. And I said, and then we started talking about the premiere.
Yeah.
And I said, I was so silently hurt because I was like, tell the story from the beginning.
So what I was trying to say is that you come to realize that sometimes you go, well, if this is not important to me, I don't mean your event. I mean going to things like, I've been invited to dozens of premieres, after parties, events, and I have attended, I think, counting yours now, either 2 or 3, because I have only attended for the person, not for, like, some people go, oh, there's a thing.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I'm not that person.
I am not going to anything like that. Why? I detest events and like, I just don't have a good time. I was telling somebody about, as I get to the story, I go, if I had been my premiere, Bert would have been like, when's your premiere? And I'd have said 2 weeks ago. And you would go, what? I go, I just didn't bring it up.
Yeah.
Because, and I'm trying to say it not like, I'm not saying I'm saying personality wise, I would just go, I would think that you wouldn't want to go. So I didn't even bring it up because that's just how I think.
I started texting you probably a few weeks ago when you were in Europe.
Yeah.
And I texted you and Joe first. I said, I have a private leaving Austin on Wednesday, going into whatchamacallit. Why don't you guys hop on? Joe texted right away. I got to protect my parks with Ari and Shane and Mark. I can't do it. I got shows that night. I appreciate it. Good luck. And then you didn't reply. And then I went, okay. Send a text to you and Christina. Hey, I got a private leaving Wednesday night. No reply. Send a text to you. Hey, man, what's going on with the premiere? Because in my head, there was a number of things.
Yeah.
Number one is, Secret Time. We have business over there. Like we have business over there. Like, and so I was like, I want to introduce you to everyone. I want to make sure you know everyone. I want everyone to,
Yeah, FaceTime with people.
And number two, it's like I remember saying to someone, on a radio show, they're like, so is Tom coming? You're like, I go, I don't know. And they go, wait, what? And I said, what do you mean? And then I go, I don't know. I haven't heard from him.
But to give it full story.
Okay.
Full story.
Full story.
I was in Europe, and this is not a good thing, but I was there for 40 days.
That is, you tour like
like a lunatic.
And you tour like you're in World War II.
I know, the tour is over. But one of the things was, I think I probably saw one of your early texts and was like, I got to try to make arrangements for this.
Yeah.
And then when I got home, I have a wife that's not thrilled that I've been gone for 40 days. My kids are young kids. They're not teenagers. They're young kids. And they're like, oh, you're the dad, right? Like it's not good. I'm saying, So when the idea of like, hey, do you want to come to this premiere in another state? It's not like you're down the street.
Yeah.
I was like, bringing it up. I was even like, hey, it's like, no, you just got home. So at first it really was just like, and I honestly, I got to tell you something.
I've been curious what the breakdown of this was.
Okay. I honestly
I'm curious to know
when I told you
folded,
that, when I told you that, I really thought, because I think people with parents, with kids think this way. I thought you were just like, oh yeah, totally get it. No problem.
Okay. Hang on. So then let me back it up. Let me back it up.
Okay.
When you said it to me the first time, I said, I really meant it. Totally get it. No worries.
Yeah.
Totally get it. No worries. And then I did 2 things of press, and it came up, And I was like, he's not coming. And both of them were like, what the fuck, what's happening? And I was like, I don't know. He just got off tour from Europe. He just got home. And they're like, he can't fly out for the day. And people would almost convince me that I should get heard about it.
Well, I understand that.
And so it built. Well, and then I said it at dinner with a bunch of people. And they're like, Tom's not coming? And I was like.
But meanwhile, as you're saying that, I'm really just like, we talked about it and you're like, no worries. And I take it as that.
I was good. And then it started building. And then Leanne found out and
texted.
Fucking lost her shit. She lost her shit. And I said, hey, she goes, is Tom coming? And I said, no, he's not going to make it. He just got home from Europe. She was like, are you being serious? And I was like, I wouldn't joke about it. I have no reason to joke about it. And I really was genuinely, like I was good with it. And then Leanne sent you a text.
She sent me a text.
You and Christina a text.
Together.
And did not include me on it and did not tell me about it.
And she goes, are you guys really not coming to the premiere? And I was like, I mean, I thought we had, this was, worked out.
I was like, and so now mind you, I've had 3 builds up. So people like getting in my head.
So here's the thing.
And then Leanne sends the text and then you text me, keep going. The text was even worse.
She goes, are you really not coming? We're like, well,
no.
She's saying it to the two of us, brother.
Hang on, let's be very clear. You guys didn't reply because she said I never got a reply from them.
We replied.
No, maybe privately to her.
To her.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
We replied to that text. Christina took It was like, hey, he just got home. He's been gone for this long period of time. We don't, for us to leave for with the two of us, we have to have somebody come watch the kids.
Yeah.
We don't have somebody live in that, that does. So it's like, it's a whole thing. Yeah. And just thinking like, I don't know, that explanation. And then she replied, your wife replied, she was like, yeah, I get it. Still, it really is a fucking bummer that you're not able to be here. And it's a huge night for Bert and all this stuff. And I felt bad in that moment.
No, I was not a part of this conversation or this text.
But what I did then, because by the way, for people, we have not had this conversation, you and I. So what I did then was I called PR people that I work with. And I said, I would like to try to make arrangements to go to the premiere. Can I do that? So as they're trying to make the arrangements, they remind me, and I had genuinely forgotten that.
Okay, hold on, hang on. So wait, just so.
Yes.
Hang on. So before that, you said to me, "Hey, I'm going to try to make it to the premiere."
Yes.
So you said, "Man, I got a pretty heavy text from Leanne."
I got a heavy text from Leanne. I'm going to try to
call Leanne. I'm like, "What the fuck did you do?" And she goes, This was her reply. They're our friends. I'm going to speak to them like they're our friends. This isn't business. They're our friends. If I can't speak to them the way I want to speak to them, then we ain't friends no more.
Yeah.
And I said, well, baby, but you got to understand. She goes, no, I don't need to understand shit. I don't need to understand shit. I'm gonna talk to Tommy the way I want to talk to Tommy. I'm gonna talk to Christina the way I'm gonna talk to Christina, because I would hope that they would talk to me like that and respect our friendship.
Sounds like you're doing an impression of someone you have locked up in the backyard.
Fucking, that's who I feel like I live with sometimes.
So
and so I go, babe, I'd already talked to him. She goes, no, let him reply.
So then, okay, I send that message. I go, hey, I want to try to make it to the premiere. Can you help make the arrangements, And I'm telling you, I'm trying to make it. I tell you that.
You text me that and I go, now,
yeah,
I feel like we're going to fuck. Like, meaning if we're on a date, I go, oh shit, I just got into her house. She just poured cocktails. Nice. Oh shit. Now my heart's up. I go, Tommy's coming. I go, I knew he'd fucking come. Come.
The next reply I get is like, oh, so for people that don't know, my book came out last year. Thanks to, again, the fans, it did well, and it's being reprinted.
Paperback.
It's in paperback. So
yes.
That's like that's when like a book comes out in hardcover, and then if it sells enough, they do a reprint in paperback. Yeah. So they go, you have an event that night at Barnes & Noble that people are attending, that you're signing books and taking photos to celebrate the reprint in paperback here in Austin. So I go, oh, and then they send me the thing. It's already been sent out. It's been emailed to people. It's a whole thing. So I go, oh, and again, I'm like, oh, I'll just tell you that. I send it to you, and it's genuine. I'm like, I have a book event.
I didn't open it.
Okay.
I didn't open it. I didn't open it because I didn't open it, and then like 4 hours later, you go, hey, I'm not getting a reply about this.
Yeah. I felt weird.
This is feeling weird.
Yeah.
So I opened it, and then I was like, and then part of me goes, I swear to God.
Yeah.
Part of me goes, he had someone at YMH Photoshop that to get out of this. And I go, fucking, and then now I'm like, fine. And so now I feel like if we were gonna fuck, now she just walked in and she goes, I'm tired, I'm going to sleep. And then I'm like, well, what are the drinks for?
Yeah.
She's like, and just poured them out and goes, you need to leave. Yeah. And so I'm like, now I'm like, okay, I can't, because now my emotions are going up and down. I go, I can't fucking deal with this. I can't deal with it. Okay. And I don't even want to fucking deal with it.
I really, really go, this is, again, like, I'm thinking that by sharing that with you, that you're like, oh yeah, dude, of course.
I once again go back to, hey, no worries.
Yeah.
I totally understand it.
And I take that as like genuine. Yeah. And then I come in here, this is the day before, I think. And I talk to Ryan, he's going, and we have a conversation. I'm like, I think I could probably try to move it. I mean, I can, see what they say, because I know they're not going to be happy, but I think they'll move it. So I send a message right then in that moment. In that moment, I'm in Ryan's office, and I go, you have to move the book event. And they're like, we do? I'm like, yeah, it's the next day. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. I go, we got to find me a new date. I go, I'm gonna go to the premiere. So I go, but I'm not gonna tell them. So just make arrangements. Let them know I'm coming, but don't let him know I'm coming.
Bert and Tom, Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call 2 bears, 1 cave.